Stand by for manual transmission in 3, 2, 1.
Here, I've come to wreck your shit!
07 Commanders, Commander Dextra here with my Viper Mark III Mighty Mouse Haz Res bounty hunting build. Right up front, I want to apologize for not getting to this ship sooner. I should have done this build right after my DBX build instead of skipping ahead to the Chieftain. The Viper Mark III is a fantastic ship that's easily gotten by commanders just starting out with a build cost of less than 10 million credits, and it is such a good ship. It certainly should not be missed by commanders who enjoy bounty hunting and PvE combat. In addition to being inexpensive, this ship is greatly improved by easy engineering offered by level 1 engineers. And fully engineered, this ship is so good I'm using it as my primary bounty hunter, despite the fact that I can build and fly just about any ship in the game at this point. Check the description for Coriolis links to the easy and fully engineered versions of this build. While you're there, like, comment, and subscribe for more Elite Dangerous content. Now let's go to outfitting and break this down. As I go, I'll try to explain my build choices and compare the easy and fully engineered versions of this build. The main difference is that the fully engineered version is faster and more durable, while both versions use the exact same weapons and engineering. Starting with hardpoints, we're using 2 gimbaled multi-cannons in the medium slots. Both are engineered to grade 5 overcharged. One uses the corrosive experimental effect to enhance hull damage, and the other uses incendiary rounds for better effect against shields. You can get these upgrades from Todd the Blaster McQuinn. In the small slots, we're using pulse lasers. These are upgraded to long range grade 4. Unengineered laser weapons suffer from damage reduction at longer ranges. This mod makes them much more effective. One uses the Scramble Spectrum experimental effect, which causes random module malfunctions in the target. The other uses thermal shock for additional heat damage. These mods are easily obtained from the Dweller. Moving on to utility mounts, we're fitting resistance augmented shield boosters with supercapacitors in both slots. When I was putting this together, I debated whether or not I should go with 2 boosters or a chaff launcher and a single booster. But using 2 fully engineered boosters, my shields almost never break, even when fighting multiple targets, and I don't miss the chaff at all. For the easy engineered version of this build, you can obtain grade 1 engineering from Felicity Farseer. For the fully engineered version, you'll need to unlock Didi Vatterman. For core internals, we'll start by upgrading the hull with reactive surface composites. This is expensive, but it gives us the best mix of damage resistances. For the easy engineered version of this, you can get grade 1 lightweight engineering with deep plating experimental effect from Liz Ryder. For the fully engineered version, you'll need access to Celine Jean, the armor upgrading machine. Lightweight engineering is used to reduce mass and increase speed in this build. For the power plant, we'll go with a 3A. For the easy engineered version, I recommend using grade 1 overcharged with the monstered experimental effect from Felicity Farseer. For the fully engineered version of this build, I had to use overcharged grade 4 with the strip down effect from Marco Quint, for reasons I will discuss in a moment. Moving on to thrusters. I'm using the 3A Enhanced Performance model sold by Felicity Farseer and Professor Palin. This is engineered to grade 5 dirty drives with the drive distributor experimental effect. This setup is faster than a stock 3A thruster engineered to grade 5 dirty drag drives, but not by much. In addition, the enhanced thruster requires a lot more power and power plant engineering. This is why the easy engineered version of this build uses stock 3A thrusters engineered to grade 3 dirty drag drives available from Felicity Farseer. This should run just fine with the level 1 overcharged power plant also offered by Farseer as previously discussed. Honestly, if I was going to build this ship over again, I'd probably just stick with stock 3A thrusters and avoid the need to do the additional power plant engineering required by the enhanced thrusters. In my opinion, the slightly better top speed isn't really worth the extra trouble. For the FSD, at first I went with a class 3D to save mass and improve speed, but this also yields a horrible jump range, so I scrapped that and I went with a 3A engineered for extended range with the strip down effect available from Felicity Farseer. This does cut down our top speed a bit, but it also makes the ship much easier to fly between star systems. Life support is a stock 2D. The power distributor is a 3A grade 5 charge enhanced with cluster capacitors. This is available from the Dweller, so pick this up too when you're there engineering your pulse lasers. Sensors are class 3D engineered for lightweight. The easy engineered version uses grade 3 from Felicity Farseer, and the fully engineered version uses grade 5 from Lee Chung. Again, this upgrade is meant to decrease mass and improve speed. To close out core internals, we'll downgrade our fuel tank to a 1C for similar reasons. Moving on to optional internals, we'll use a 3A fuel scoop. This will fill up our 1C tank very quickly, which is good because we'll need to scoop every jump. Keep this in mind to avoid calling the fuel rats while traveling. For shields, we're using class 3 biweaves engineered for thermal resistance with the fast charge experimental effect. For the easy engineered version, you can get grade 3 from Elvira Martuk. For the fully engineered grade 5 version, you'll need to unlock Lee Chung. In the military slot, we're using a class 3D hull reinforcement package. For the easy engineered version, you'll have to settle for grade 1 lightweight engineering with the deep plating experimental effect from Liz Ryder. For the fully engineered version, you'll need to have access to Celine Jean for the grade 5 level upgrades. We'll put a 2D module reinforcement package in the next slot, and you can fill out the rest with whatever you like. An FSD interdictor and or some flight aids would be good choices. So commanders, that's the build, and I wasn't exaggerating when I said this is my new go-to ship for bounty hunting. I prefer this ship because it's fun and challenging, and it isn't a guaranteed win against everything in the Haz Res. But if you're smart and you pick your targets wisely, you can make millions of credits per sortie. I'll leave you with some combat highlights. Good hunting, commanders.
Great flying, Commander. Synthesis complete. Ammo created.
You will now be released from manual control. Mr. Dextra thanks you for your cooperation. You will now be released from manual control. Mr. Dextra thanks you for your cooperation.